Yeah. Yep. We're on?
We're on.
Lovely. Some would say it is the rematch of last year's All-Seagull Grand Final, but a new era and a new league would say a clean slate. But regardless, we think it's a rematch of last year's Grand Final. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our men's game between the Hobart Huskies and the Nunawading Spectres. Ronald Riggs, Justin Bryan in commentary with you tonight. And, of course, JB, we're looking forward to this one right here.
Absolutely we are, Ronald. There's no doubt about it. As we just quickly get some level adjustments there. There we go. That's a bit better.
That's better.
Can hear myself. Sorry about that, folks. Yes, a rematch of the Grand Final last year. A lot of charges about it, including the players. And as we look yonder opposite hard camera, former or current president of the currently recessed Hobart Chargers, David Bartlett, in the crowd as well. A lot of familiar faces along this end of the bench, Hobart Chargers related as well, which you can't see on camera. So a lot of passion and a lot of familiarity about it. Not just to mention the two teams on the floor tonight, Ronnie.
Absolutely, JB. What are the keys for both teams in this game tonight?
It's going to be an absolutely cracking game, no doubt about it. A lot of talent on both sides as we go through here. I think your three main factors here for the Huskies are going to be their great rotations. We saw last week, that all you had to see was the rotations and the trust that Mark Chivers had in his squad. There was no doubt about it. All but two players managed to get on the floor. Everyone got valuable game time, and the trust amongst the players was great. Jacob Richards, valuable minutes, valuable points. Jack Stanwicks, valuable minutes, valuable points. They're the leading two, as we see a couple of big jams here in the layup line. Should be an entertaining game if these boys get on the floor. Their rotations and the trust in their youth is what's going to be key to Mark Chivers here. Fresh legs, no doubt about it. The belief in their defence. Last week, their defence stood up when it mattered. We saw it. It was evident. There's no doubt about it. This team can lock up. Very similar to how the women locked up in the fourth in the previous game, Ronnie. The men of Hobart can do that. There's no doubt about it. And it's a motivating challenge. This group is by far no means similar to the Hobart Chargers side that took to the floor last year in the Seagull Grand Final. There's no Trey Nichols, there's no Craig Moller, there's no Terry Masunda, there's no BJ Radcliffe. 4 huge outs in the perspective of Tasmanian and Hobart basketball. So I think the motivating challenge is for these young guys. Step up to the plate and deliver. Jack Stanwicks hit some big shots in that Seagull Grand Final. Matthew Angmu is down on the floor. He won the finals MVP in that Seagull Championship. We've said it before, we'll continue to say it. And Zach White, to me, is the best defender in the NBL1 at the moment. Certainly the best defender in the Seagull last year, and he's going to be a big factor tonight as we move over to the Spectres. Their factors, they are, without a shadow of a doubt, the most experienced senior men's side in the NBL1. This is a core group that's been together for 10 plus years. They have all this talent stretching from Tom Wright, Shane McDonald, Dane Swatala, Ray Mitchell, all NBL and Europe calibre. Then you've got your Seagull guys like your Simon Conge, your John Cooks, your Costas Horonopoulos, Andrew Steele, Van Ringen, Baxter, Casprez, Saunders. These are all guys who have played Seagull level or above, and they've got the ability and talent to do it. They are last season's grand finalists. They have that on their side. They've maintained most of their group from that game compared to this young Huskies squad who aren't quite there, and they're as tall as trees. They are a giant side, Ronnie. Rebounding is going to be a big factor here for the Huskies if they want to win this game, but there's a lot of glass to be eaten by this Spectre side, and I think they will feast.
Absolutely, JB. Now, the matchup I'm interested in is Simon Conn and Zach White. Now, last year, Simon Conn was very heavily criticised by then Chargers coach Anthony Stewart, saying he's unfit and not deserving of the MVP.
Well, I have just spoken to a few people downstairs, a couple of people that will be playing with the Southern Huskies, and they have said, even through all the elite leagues they have played at, despite the fact that really, you look at Simon Conn, he's not that quick, doesn't really jump, he doesn't have great lateral speed, you know, he's slow. Essentially what they're saying is he's slow. He's the hardest person they've ever had to guard, because despite the fact that he's slow, he doesn't jump. He stretches that floor out to 15 feet. And if you don't have good perimeter defense, bam, he hits you on a cut, and then all of a sudden at the end of the night, because you're worried about the help defence, Simon's got 25 and 15 and the ball game's over. But Zach relishes these challenges. We've spoke about it before. He relishes the challenge of taking on Simon Conn. There's no doubt about it. Now, I do think the other big matchups to come out of here are certainly going to be Dane Swatala, again, 205 centimetres. That's going to be a matchup for Matthew Yang to try and contain. Tommy Wright, big match up there. You're going to assume that Jack Stanwicks is going to want to relish that, or a Jacob Richards. Now, Jalen Adams, obviously, he's going to be cause for concern. Shane McDonald, the veteran, going to want to take him on as well. A really youthful starting lineup here, as you see. Richards, Stanwicks, Matthew Yang Moo, Zach White and Jalen Adams starting for the Huskies. Meanwhile, for the Spectres, you've got number 4, Shane McDonald. Number 10, that would be Tom Wright. Number 22, Dane Swatala. Simon Conn there, number 13, and Costas Horonopoulos starting as well. So some pretty good matchups, some interesting matchups. A lot of seniority here. You'd think they do have the advantage here, the Spectres, but I mean, this should be a hell of a game, Ronnie.
Absolutely. We are looking forward to it as we are coming to you on the NBL YouTube channel throughout the screens of theirs. Referees for this game, Andrew Johnson, Martin Parker and Mitch Hare are refereeing Troika as we get this one underway, as Nunawading clearly win the tip, but then Mafang was able to get it and control it to the left of your screen. Richards had a good game last week. We'll look to improve on it. Zach White for 3, just off, and Conn with that rebound.
No one under the glass. Simon Conn with rebound number 1. He's going to look to feast on the glass, as I mentioned tonight.
So McDonald with it now. Shane McDonald, who has played at NBL level before. Now the ball swings around, back to McDonald. Shot clock at 11. Good pressure there by Stanwicks. Right, the former Charger player needs to get busy.
He knows this court well.
He does. Puts up a tough shot and makes it.
Ball fake up and under, made the floater. That's exactly what you want. A great start, brought the crowd out of it early, and somewhat of an old local hero getting the first basket.
Absolutely. We'll speak more about Tom's career throughout the broadcast here in Hobart. As White with it now, kicks it through, set of hands. Muo goes middle. Tries to go over, wanted to go over Conn, but retreated out. Shot clock at 3, and Mafang stepped out of bounds.
So that's good pressure there by the Spectres early. Again, the experience and the length of this squad. They are a tall squad. I mean, they're outmatched in height in every facet here, the Huskies, so it's going to be a big battle for them, but massive advantage, and a lot of confidence has to come out of that for the Spectres.
So McDonald now to Horonopoulos. We will get that right.
As Tommy Wright
makes the 2.
2 great athletics finishes and great starts there for the veteran.
So Muo with it now. Richards. Now Adams, who played without no contact lenses last week. Now puts up a nice little fake and then a jumper. Not there. White with the O board. So the shot clock gets reset back to 14.
Underrated there on the hustle, Zach White.
Stanwicks trying to find his way. Richards for 3. That missed everything as Adams has to quickly
got to get it up.
Has no idea, and that will be a shot clock violation.
That won't count, and I think just a sense of frustration there from the Spectres coach, just saying you need to box out a little bit there to Tommy Wright, but he's had a great start, and that's two forced turnovers there by the Spectres defence early. Great confidence, silencing the home crowd.
So McDonald with it now. Back to Horonopoulos. I'll get there with that one. As it's down to Swatala. Puts up the J and knocks it down.
They've started well here, the Spectres, and the fans, just a bit of hands-on head sort of action here, Ronnie. The Matthew Yang's going to want to bring them into it very, very soon.
So Richards, now Adams. Muir at the top. Nice. Oh, wanted to go to White.
And that is great
Conn
hands
deflected
there.
It.
Great hands by Simon Conn. His arms go on for days. He's taking advantage of that size match up there.
Now ball whip Conn at the 3 and knocks it down from Simon Conn.
A 9-0 run to start this game here for the Spectres. This is exactly what they wanted. Again, the silence is deafening from the crowd here tonight at the Kingston Sports Centre.
Adams looks at his options. Shot clock at 11 here for the Huskies. Stanwicks goes all the way and makes the 2.
Acrobatic finish, and they respect the young talent that is Jack Stanwicks here, a fan favourite in Hobart.
Right. Now he lost it. Ball deflected by off the leg, and it will be an overrule, and Hobart get it back.
Yeah, the opposite broadcast side official there getting the better call, so he's made the decision there, and that'll be Huskies ball.
All right, so 9-2 as Hobart try to rally back in this ball game early on. Richards, now Stanwicks As Hobart get through their set. Adams here. Has to retreat out.
Drawing the attention of the defence there.
Muro for 3. Just long.
Really
McDonald with the rebound.
Wanted to hit that one move. Could feel it.
Now, ball gets kicked out. Right. Nice little move over Stanwicks and then puts up the nice little up and under.
He's been almost unstoppable early, Tom Wright. That makes the score 11-2. And Mark Shivers not really making much of a move in the way of a timeout there. I'm wondering whether he just wants to kill the pace here at the Spectres.
So Muro looking to White. One-on-one with Con. White. Good help D there by Tom Wright, but Hobart to get it back. 7
seconds on the shot clock. They're going to want to run a quick action here. Don't be surprised if Adams potentially gets a lob or even gets an open jumper there from 3.
And we know Adams has got those hops. We did see that last week in the game. So Richards, now White. White will have to put it up and does. Short. Now Richards O-board and White stepped out of bounds, as it is the blue line here at the Kingborough Sports Centre.
Doesn't like the decision. I think he's more frustrated with himself than anything else. Again, 11-2 start as we quickly reflect back. The Huskies last week getting the win 88-80. Big factor there, Jalen Adams, even with no contacts, 26 points and 7 rebounds.
So McDonald with it now as we've gone 4 minutes in, term number 1, as we come to you from the Kingborough Sports Centre here in Kingston, as Wright with a nice move and makes it.
Tommy Wright is lighting this game up. He's burning the floor to pieces, and that's double digits early on for the Spectres, 13-2.
13-2. You can't ask much better for that. Coach Dave Buell will be happy with this start as Muo goes for 3. That's off. Con with another rebound. I sense Mark Shivers will need to go for a timeout at some stage. McDonald fouls on Stanwicks.
And he has just called it there. So expect the timeout here. And it is a timeout there to the Huskies. 5:29 remaining in the first quarter here, 13-2. And, I mean, a lot of really great defence and, you know, full credit to the Spectres. I can't say that they've done a thing wrong. Their defence has been great. They're forcing missed shots. They're forcing turnovers. And they're dominating the glass. That's essentially what you've got to do to win this game. Simon Conn, a big factor early, as has Tom Wright. Tom Wright, easily the player of the game so far. No doubt about it.
So, Hobart, you would say Hobart have been disrupted in their offense. So what's the message here from Mark Shivers?
I think what he's trying to tell, just calm down. You know, they're not really, if you're going to look at this game on paper, they're not expected to win this game of basketball. Now, the pressure of the home crowd's on them, but the situation of the league and the game is not on them. They need to understand, okay, they're young heads. There's going to be a lot of pressure coming from the seniors and the experience that is the Spectres here, and they've got to be ready for it. It's just when that situation arrives, they've got to be calm, cool, collected, and understand. Don't rush your jump shots. Take your time, you know. Don't rush your entry passes. Don't, you know, rush into the lane. Execute like you would a normal game, although it's tough. You know, especially against an experienced side here, you know, with the NBL level experience, with the high level Europe and Siebel experience that these guys have. Just take a deep breath and analyse the game.
All right. So Nunawading to restart here with 18 on the shot clock. We must admit, we do admit as well too, Dave Buer coming back to his old stomping ground here in Hobart. Did play some games at the Kingborough Sports Centre for the Chargers as Con makes the nice little baby hook
and
too.
There's that size matchup again. Simon Con is 6'9" and he is a big body. Zach White himself 6'7", 6'8". Not small by any imagination, but once Simon Con posts up, you cannot see Zach White.
Absolutely. Adams, now Stanwicks. Shot clock at 10 and beyond. Stanwicks needs to get busy. Nearly over-dribbled, puts up a nice move, but missed everything. Then, great effort to get his own rebound.
And this is where they need to slow down. They've already rushed their offense so far.
Muhay. Nearly.
Just a situation there where, again, they need to slow down and understand the game. Understand the pace of the game.
McDonald for 3. Just long. Muhay gets the board.
And again, if you're going to burn energy on the offensive end, you've got to be willing to burn energy on the defensive end. If the Spectres are going to get open looks, as they have so far, this 13-point lead will hit 20 very quickly.
Stanwicks now in turn White, looked for Richards and now gets it. Richards one-on-one with Con. Tough matchup for the youngster, but equal to the challenge there, JB.
The two youngsters so far, Stanwicks and Richards, having scored both baskets. Richards with a big game last week, and he's looking to have another one this week.
So Wright with it. Now, ball with Con. Kicks it. Good ball movement as Honopalouris puts up the 3 and knocks it down.
Horonopoulos with a great finish there, back out to 14 points, and he had a great he had a great game last week in their win, 15 points.
So Richards, now Muo. Margin at 14 here for the Huskies early on.
Richards wanting to finish again, and he was fouled on the baseline.
Good play there by Jacob Richards.
Yes, great play by Jacob Richards. As we looked last week, Richards coming off the pine, had 11 points coming off the bench. Had a big dunk, Ronald, that we've seen. He managed to cut straight through the lane. Checking into the game, number 11 is Jack Saunders, and number 32 checking in. Do we have number 32 on our team list, Ronald?
No, we don't. Now, we do get a team sheets early in the week, JB, so we might have to...
we'll reference the media guide here and have a bit
of... We'll get live stats up.
We'll have a look. In the meantime, Hargrave just adjusting his shorts on the baseline as Ronald has a quick look for that. 14 seconds on the shot clock in the game now. Young and Richards and Hargrave. As Young catches the ball, the captain off the bench. Great finish there. That's 6-18. The young guns of the Huskies getting it done. Coming down the floor here. Shane McDonald looking to give the ball up and does. Saunders guarded by Hargrave. Wants to go inside to Sweller. Out in the perimeter. Again, guarded by Hargrave. NBA range 3 there. Unable to make it. And that's a rebound there by Adams. As Stanwick's coming down the floor. Gives it to Richards, who swings over to Adams. Again, didn't play without contacts last week. Goes inside. Closes the gap. Richards for 3. Boom, baby. He's made that one. 9-point ball game now in favour still of the Spectres. But a bit of momentum and a bit of crowd motivation coming into it for the Huskies. McDonald with the ball. Sweller with the ball. Back to McDonald. Looking to go inside again. Con on the baseline. Fakes Young into the air, and they're going to call it on the hip. Young not too happy. Did just getting it there. As we call number 32 is actually Ray Mitchell, who was number 8 on our team sheet. Number 32, Ray Mitchell, having checked in for the Spectres. 14 on the shot clock now following the foul with McDonald on the baseline running. All
right, so McDonald to restart. Now, ball went to Sweatella, but... good active hands by Richards forces Nunawading to turn it over.
You know, he's a potential national player here, Richards, and he's certainly showing that he can mix it.
As I said in the non-official broadcast last week, he was on the eye of Nathan Cooper-Brown, who's with the under-19 national junior team, or under-17 national junior team, I should say, as Mitchell now goes baseline on Adams. Good pressure by Young and Adams. Ball is out, and it'll go back to Hobart.
There's that defensive pressure that the Huskies can bring. As Sam Mule looks to be checking in the game for Jack Stanwick. Yule, having started last week, copped a bit of a blow during the local action during the week. So a fiery customer, as we know, as we know, Ronald. So his emotions will be looking to be controlled here. Bring that hustle, bring that defence. And with 2:40 remaining, the Huskies are going to want to continue to make a dent in this Spectres lead.
Yes, as we should say, Samuel was ejected from a local senior basketball game on Wednesday night.
Hargrave with the ball.
Yep, Hargrave's with it. Now Adams. Now Richards. Richards, nice move. Good cross-court pass to Yule for 3. Just long. Young with the rebound. Adams. Fake step, puts up the tough shot. Good defense by Con, but Adams equal to the challenge and knocks it down.
Wanted a call there, wasn't going to get it. Con, a veteran of the league, just quite smart there in his defense.
Now, right with it here as the ball gets moved around. Con with that vintage baseline jumper.
Absolutely, vintage Simon Con, and he is one guy you can't afford to leave open from 15 to 18 feet. He'll knock it down consistently. He'll kill you on the boards. He'll kill you on the score.
Adams for 3, yes. Margin back to 6 here as we're just under 2 minutes to play.
Really starting to energise here, the Huskies on defence, a bit more upbeat, and the Spectres just not quite getting the easy way they got early in this quarter.
So Hobart have made those adjustments now, and now all of a sudden we have a ball game here. Right with it. Now ball to, that was Saunders for 3. Knocks it down.
Good finish there by the Spectres. They're back out to 9 here. They're going to want to get this back to double digits heading into the second quarter.
Adams looked for a back door, was never on. Young for the baseline J. Just rattles out.
Prefers to play outside, Matty Young, even at his size. So playing maybe that mid-range game. Beautiful pass by Tommy Wright there to Ray Mitchell.
Mitchell missed the 2. Boards, the boys are on the boards there, but Mitchell got the better of it and gets the 2.
Great finish there. That's an 11-point ball game now as the defensive stopper Brown looks to be checking in very soon for the Huskies.
All right, so Adams Richards in term, Hargraves getting good defensive pressure there by Mitchell. Now ball back out to Ewell. Shot clock's at 9 now for the Huskies. Richards, he loses the handle, needs to put it up, puts up a tough teardrop and knocks it down.
He's been the player of the quarter so far for the Huskies. He's been able to inspire them on the offensive end, and quick hands has allowed a couple of good turnovers forced on the Spectres there on defence.
30 seconds to play, term number 1. This has been a quick quarter, JB, as Wright slows it down here for one look as shot clock is at 8 and beyond now. Tom Wright, the former Hobart Chargers player and captain of the Hobart team, puts up the drive and got fouled by Matty Young, and this will be 2 shots.
That'll be Matt Young's second foul. Now, he is coming off the pine, but he is a player you can't afford to have foulers. Swatala checks back into the game. Jacob Richards checking out after a great start to this game. Cam Brown coming in, and it looks like Simon Conn will be heading to the bench, as will Jack Saunders. He's checked out, and checked into the game is Horonopoulos back into the game, Ronald. So they're going to run with this for the last 15 seconds, obviously looking for a quick 3-point shot. Or to get up the floor and extend this margin back out. It is a 9-point ball game.
So Tom Wright, who has played a few seasons here with Hobart and contributed quite well to the program here in the Seabull. And now, of course, with Nunawading.
Scary to think that this is probably the Spectres' small ball lineup, Ronald, when you look across the ball. Obviously, Swatala here just to contend across the middle. But if this is their small ball lineup, then a lot of teams are going to be an issue.
So Wright makes 2 of 2, 15 seconds to play. Hobart will look for the last shot, you would think, here. Now, ball with Adams.
Turnover by the Huskies.
Great pressure. And nice little by Squirtella. Again, great defensive pressure there by the Spectres. We've got to get our comments in quick with 0.2 remaining in this first quarter.
Now, they're going to want to just go straight to the rim. I'm surprised. I'm actually shocked they haven't tried with 0.2 seconds just to get Adams to run around the back and try and oop this in.
You need 0.3 actually to constitute a shot, JB.
What happens if he tips it in?
No, 0.3 in the FIBA rulebook.
It is still 0.3 even on a tip in.
0.3 in the FIBA rulebook. About quarter time sees Nunawading 29, Hobart 16. Thoughts early on, JB?
Well, I don't think that Coach David Bio is going to be upset with his effort there. Maybe a bit of they slacked off a little bit and maybe just gave the Huskies too much momentum there in the middle of the quarter, but I think that slump is something they certainly picked up on there to end the quarter. For the Huskies, they're going to be pretty happy with, again, their middle of the quarter. They were able to drag it up, play a bit of defence, hit some shots, and that's going to be required of this ball club for the rest of the night now. They can't be doing that in spurts and patches because if they're going to do it again, the Spectres are going to kill them. How easy was it? A lot of the time on the Spectres there on the rebounds, they weren't getting beaten. So if you're going to put shots up, you've got to start making sure that they're going in, because at the end of the day, this Spectres side cannot and will not be out-rebounded.
Yes, it's certainly Nunawading bringing a lot of good experience, and of course I think we're seeing a little bit of inexperience now with this younger Hobart squad.
And again, that was evident there in the first part of that quarter. Rushing through the game doesn't help anyone. Now, I can understand in a tight situation where you may want to rush, to get down the floor. Cool, totally understand it. But there's no need for you to be sitting, no need for you to be running down the court with 8 minutes to go. You've got 20 on the shot clock and you're already trying to put a shot up. That's not good basketball, and that's something that I think Coach Chivers and his coaching staff are going to want to instill to his players, understand the situation of the game. If you drive in and the shot's not there, don't try and pull a spin or a fancy dribble or pivot through. These boys are bigger than you and they will block your shot. They're not afraid to get physical. This isn't a game of physicality and quicks, certainly for the Huskies. It's about being smart with their basketball.
All right, now the other game being played tonight, JB, in the men's is Bendigo taking on the Centre of Excellence as well. We'll give you score updates as we go along. Now you can see that live on the NBL YouTube channel as well too, as we are live here from Kingborough Sports Centre here in Kingston, a 15-minute drive out of Hobart as quarter number 2 gets underway with Tom Wright bringing the ball down for the Spectres inside to Squirtella as he goes one-on-one against Brown. Puts on the move, kicks it out. That was Saunders for 3, just missed. Adams off and running now for the Huskies. Adams puts on the move, good defensive pressure there by Saunders. Ball gets kicked out to Young for 3, just short. And we're still looking for that kind of settler that Hobart needs.
Not only a settler, but they want something that'll settle the team, but bring the crowd into it.
Absolutely. Ball gets moved around now. Saunders, nice pass inside, but then turnover, and Hobart still retain it, and they'll come down the floor. Adams to slow it down.
Wanting to get a good half-court set here and a quality shot.
So Yule, ball out to Young now in turn. Adams, shot clock at 10 for the Huskies. Adam pulls up for the J, just off. Rebound there by Squirtella and Brown, and we'll go back to Nunawading. Fans not happy with the call.
No, they're not. Local boy Cam Brown swears and declares he didn't touch it. Referee saw it the other way.
So Wright brings it down now as we've ticked on a minute here in the second quarter. As he will, again, Nunawading slowing the tempo down to their pace. Mitchell, one-on-one with Yule. Double team. Now, is that an offensive foul? It is, and Hobart will get the ball back. Good defence by Samuel.
No question actually asked of the coach there by the Spectres in Coach Bywa.
Dave Buer.
Buer, sorry. Apologies there. Yeah, no questions by Buer. Bit of a swing there of the head and the ball, just forcing the opponent down. Despite the fact he was in the circle, you can't do anything illegal to knock the opponent down.
Absolutely, and a good call by the official there. So Young, now Hargraves. Looking at his options, closely guarded by Mitchell. Adams, one-on-one with Wright. Adams gets by him, kicks it out. Yule for three from the corner, just long. Wright gets the rebound, and he's off and running. So Tom Wright with it now, slows down and kicks it out. Squirtella, nearly. Ball gets moved around. Saunders with it, inside to Squirtella. Nice ball movement, but good deflection by Cam Brown.
Not only is it fast ball movement, Ronald, but it's precise. It's not rushed. They're quick passes. They're not rush passes. They're quick passes. The decisions there, they're direct. They're concise. Not throwing it at the head, not throwing it at the knees. Right where you need it.
All right. So play restarts. Wright with it now. 10 on the shot clock. Wright going baseline against Hargrave. Now try to get the pass in, but good defensive pressure there by Adams. You're off and running now. Hobart will look for a score here. Brown kicks it to Adams. Adams, big jab step, then kicks out. Yule, nice fake, puts up the shot from the free throw. Yes.
And they're the kind of shots they're going to make there, the Huskies. Not always going to get that three-point bomb, but if you can just fake the opponent in the air, get inside, very seldom will you have someone defending the mid-range.
All right. Tom Wright.
Guarded by Adams.
Yep, he's just looking around for his options here. As Sweatella puts up the mid-range too. Gets two pieces of the rim without success. It's Young off and running.
Very hard for someone to get up on that shot unless your name's Simon Conn, really.
That's it. Adams with the party trick, and travel called though by the referees. Substitution being made here as Simon Conn and Shane McDonald come in.
Yep, and checking out of the game will be number 11, Jack Saunders, and also checking out of the game there, number 15, John Cook.
So McDonald to bring it down for the Spectres as they are up by 11, 29-18. We've just played over 2.5 minutes as Wright goes for three. Yes.
Tommy Wright started the first quarter a little bit quicker, but I mean, if he's going to start to warm up there, they're going to want to get a body on him quickly.
So marching back out to 14 here. This is not looking good as Elijah Pawson looks to check in. Hargraves goes with Mitchell there.
Great athlete, Hargrave.
Yeah, Hargrave, good drive, and will get the foul. Mitchell will be assessed for it.
Was hit
on the head.
Was hit with decent contact there, and it looks like Pawson's going to be checking in. He's had some great form at local level recently. If he can get out there and shoot and get some confidence, he'll be doing fine. It looks like Zach White checking in.
I mean, one of the nice things as well too, Chabo.
Checking in for Matt Young. Sorry, Ronald.
Yeah, I just got to add on to that. One of the nice things we get to do down here in Hobart is obviously we cover the Senior Basketball League in our local media channel, and we get to talk to some of these players as well too.
It's being personable with them. Yeah. As Hargrave makes the first. Speaking of Hargrave, I mean, we talk to Geordie a lot. He's a confidence kind of player. He needs to get on a roll. He's not streaky by any means, but he needs to get on a roll. It's his confidence. If Geordie's got a couple of things going off here, that can really throw Jordan off. So those couple of free throws, he's going to want to hit a jumper, really get his head in the game. And I mean, as we said, Ronnie, hell of an athlete.
All right, McDonald bringing the ball up. So marching back to 12 here for the Hobart Huskies. They need to really get a move on here and try to get this margin back to single digits. Ball back to McDonald at the 45. Goes nice one-on-one move over Pawson and draw the foul and go to the line for two.
Yeah, just checked him on the hip there. That one definitely called on Pawson. Looking to check into the game here. Number one, Costas Horonopoulos. and he will be checking in, looks like there for Ray Mitchell. He'll be checking out of the game, who's had a pretty athletic start himself. So this will be an interesting matchup here the next couple of minutes. Really, the only senior experienced player here so far is Zach White. I'm surprised we haven't seen Matt Yang get back on the floor to draw a little bit of attention as he makes the first from the line there.
Shane McDonald has played in the NBL previously with the Singapore Slingers back in the day, and is actually a PE teacher by trade, JB, as he knocks down the second.
Well, he's certainly able to worry about his fitness, and no doubt almost an extra coach that the team would want here for Nunawading.
So Ewell nearly loses it. Good pressure by Horonopoulos as Hargraves with it. Needs to get busy. Puts up a three of his own, and just long. Rebound there by Squartella as Horonopoulos now goes looking for his options now. That is a foul. It's going to be on Sam Ewell by the sounds of it. Yeah, no, Zach White, sorry, Zach White.
Yeah, just pushing up on the body there again. As we know, basketball non-contact sport, but the referee's wanting to keep this a nice, clean game, and they've been in great control across the night so far, so a full credit to them.
Yeah, no, good job by officials as always. So McDonald to restart. Back to Squartella. Now ball goes to Horonopoulos. Down low here with Con. Con one-on-one with Zach White. We've seen this matchup often, and Con makes the two.
Too big, too strong, too good. There's no doubt about it.
So Ewell has it now as Hobart trail by 16 here in the second quarter. Pawson. Hargraves. Hobart looking to find a set here and make something of it. Shot clock at 8. Hobart needs to get busy now. Pawson inside to Brown, but unfortunately Brown couldn't reel it in, and Nunawading to get it back.
Able to almost read that like a book there, the Spectres. Hargrave checks out after a good energetic few minutes. Checking back in, Matthew Yang move. 5:43 remaining. It's a 16-point game. They're going to want to knock this down to at least 10 heading into the half, just to boost a bit of confidence here amongst the Huskies.
So McDonald one-on-one with Pawson. Kind of the old taking on the young here as McDonald just misses that three. Ewell with the rebound.
Actually spaced out probably a bit too much there, the Spectres on the rebound.
So Hobart, can they find something on this offensive set as the ball comes to Pawson now? Now Ewell with the ball fake over Horonopoulos. And now foul off. Now foul's on Cam Brown for an illegal screen, and will go Nunawading's way.
Yeah, they've called the hold there on Brown, no doubt about it. Richards looking to check back into the game, and I think, yep, he's coming in for Brown. So Richards going to want to provide a bit of energy here as Simon Conn is talking to Coach
Dave Buer.
Buer here. I was trying to get Buer into me, that's fine. Yep. So he's trying to work that out there, and yeah, the Spectres looking to make this a 20-point ball game come half-time.
Yes, it doesn't look great so far for the Huskies, but can they find some energy and rally this back? As McDonald now to Squartella puts up the two and draw the foul on Richards.
They're just too big, there's no doubt about it, and that's one thing that's always going to be advantage. If they're holding that ball up high and they're going to force the smaller opponent to come up and reach for it, 9 times out of 10 they are going to foul. Now you will have the odd occasion where someone like a Zach White, who has that great defensive mindset, able to counteract a little bit of a bump in the body.
Just wants a time out here, sorry JB.
No worries, and he gets that straight away. So again, hang on a second, what's happened there?
No, I think the score table were late coming in now. They'll award now.
No, they're waved.
So they waved the first free throw off. So Hobart will get their timeout. And
the score will remain at 36-20. As we have a look, Ronnie, we'll go back over the past couple of results. So as we mentioned over the last couple of weeks, so obviously for the Huskies last week, getting the win 88-80 to the Sabres. Jalen Adams leading the way on the scoreboard, 26 points with 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Helping him out there, Zach White, who had a monster game. 14 points, 8 rebounds to go with 5 steals, so he had a pretty good night at the office as well. As you go across there, Mathiang Mu limited on his touches, only 7 shots made, but he made 4 or 7, 12 points with 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Then you've got your Jacob Richards of the world, who had 11 off the bench. Meanwhile, as we go back through it and we look for Nunawading here, they managed to get the win 93-70 versus Geelong, and the leading the way there, Swatala with 20 points, 12 rebounds, leading the way. Then you've got Simon Conn with 18 and 12, 2 big double-doubles there. McDonald finishing with 10 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, good all-round game for him. Horonopoulos, as I mentioned, 15 points, 6 rebounds. Unfortunately in their loss though, still some good production, and managed to actually contain Conn on the board. So I think if that isn't a key indicator there, that controlling Simon Conn on the boards for the rest of this game is going to be pivotal to their success going forward.
And I think too, JB, Simon Conn will always remain a threat in any league that he plays in.
Oh, well, look at the size of him.
Yeah.
he's 6.
I know we're saying the obvious, but hell,
I mean, as I mentioned, a lot of these guys, Swatala goes 1 or 2 on the line, but I mean, he's a big man who makes a big difference. There's no doubt about it.
So he's bringing the ball down and close to the guarded by Wright. Nearly lost it, but then recovered. So he gets it back now. We're just under 5 minutes to play here, term number 2, as Yule looks at his options. Now Muo, nice cut, and makes a layup.
That's Moo's, I'm pretty sure that's Moo's first basket of the night. Very rare of him to score almost halfway through the second quarter there. 15-point ball game. He's going to want to catch fire soon.
So it's now ball with Con at the top of the free throw and knocks down that too.
Bread and butter, as they say, Ronald. Bread and butter.
Absolutely. Simon Conn making no mistakes here in this first half. Yule loses it. Conn then gets that ball to Wright, and Wright will make the 2. He does.
Tell you what, that's blown the game out to 19 points, and it's looking ominous as a near turnover there by the Huskies getting down the floor.
So Pawson, now White. White kicks it out. Yule, nice fake. Puts on a move, tries to go over Wright. Richards now, good cut. And now is that goaltending? No. As Simon Conn taps it away, Zach White down on the floor as play continues. McDonald, nice little pass. Horonopoulos into Conn on the backhander, and Zach White doesn't look good down the other end of the floor here, Joe.
Has grabbed his nose, and I don't think he's well. They're probably going to keep an eye out here. Substitutions. Are we going to get we might even see a blood hit here if it's as bad as it could be. Not too sure. But checking into the game with Jack Stanwicks and Jalen Adams, checking out Zach White on the obvious, and it looks to be Sam Ewell checking out as well. We're just keeping an eye on it there. The referees are pretty happy with it. But that was a great pass. Let's take no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Over the head, no look, straight to Con, straight in the lap, and that's extended the game.
Now, a foul here on Swirtella. As I was about to mention, that play by the Spectres should make it in the top 10 plays of the week.
That was an absolutely tremendous pass there, Obviously a bit of concern there for the injury of a White being down and a bit of emotion into this crowd here, not liking some of the physical play of the Spectres, but full credit to the Spectres. Their rotations on defence have been 100% tonight, Ronnie.
They have come out absolutely firing on all cylinders, JB, as Stanwicks goes to Hargraves for 3. That is short. Now, Horonopoulos lost it, but somehow get it back. I think Muo last touched it. Yeah,
I don't think he's very happy with that move, but again, just the lack of hands tonight from all sides, really. We saw it in the women's game. We're seeing it in the men's now, particularly with the Hobart squad. Just not being able to keep their hands, on the ball, and maintain possession.
All right, so she's good ball movement, but too quick. Adams was able to read that and deflect it and then get it to himself. As he comes down the floor now, Stanwicks here with it. As we are just on 3 minutes to play here. Term number 2 is Stanwicks for 3. That is short. Hobart not been able to hit a basket so far. As Swirtella makes the easy 2. Debut wanted to call. Referees didn't see it that way.
Again, it's the size of this Spectres side. They're just getting inside. They're using their bodies. They're using their height, and that's why they lead by 23.
Adams. Now Muo. Muo over Con. Adams needs to split for a couple and does. Great drive by Jalen Adams and makes the 2.
Great athletic finish there again. Able to use his quicks and his spring on his toes there. Good finish there by Adams.
So McDonald just finds his way through and gives it to Wright.
Almost having their way as they wish, the Spectres.
Absolutely. Now Wright for 3. Just off. Good rebound by Adams. Good aggressive rebound too. That was over Horonopoulos, if you don't mind. As Adams comes down the floor. Now Stanwicks. Can we find a little bit of spark here going into halftime? Richards the turnaround, Jay, and knocks it down.
Almost looked like the Spectres had stopped there as if a whistle had gone. Clearly no audio, and they've, just a bit flat-footed there. Probably the first flat-footed play of the night for the Spectres, and Hobart made them pay.
Yep, good to see. So, Right, hand off to Horonopoulos, goes middle and puts up the drive and got fouled by Adams.
Yeah, that one there on the body, no doubt about it. And again, it's just that size and, underrated quickness too. If you look at this Spectres side, they are tall. Checking into the game, number 15, John Cook. Checking out of the game, the veteran, Simon Conn. He's had a big game so far. But again, even though they are bigger bodied, the game back to 19 points now, even though they are bigger bodied, they are quick. And even that size, just a little nudge from these guys is a hell of a lot more than a little nudge from someone like a Samuel.
Yes, you're not wrong there. The size is just outplaying Hobart right now at this point in time. As Mark Shivers, we can see, just talking with Jack Stanwicks and trying to work out some things from the offensive end. So let's hope Hobart can rally back here in this last minute 50 and try to get down to, say, 15 or something, JB.
Yes, hopefully so. Back out to 20. Adams will be looking to bring the ball up. Passes off to Mathiang.
So Muo brings it down. Looks at he goes himself for 3, and why not, Mafang? Why not?
That's the Mathiang we know. He can score, you know, he can do it all. He wants to electrify this crowd. Couple more shots like that to end the quarter will get him involved.
Right, Hobart would look for a stop here, but McDonald, just that veteran experience, misses the layup though. Good rebound there by, that was Cook. Now Wright for 3. Yes.
Cannot let Tom Wright make you pay like that. Has been a big, big factor for the Spectres so far, and heading into the half, probably the player of the game.
So Adams for 3 of his own. That's long.
Big rebound by Hargrave.
Good rebound. Stanwicks for 3. That's long too. Hobart haven't been able to find much from long range as Muo gets trapped and now kicks it out. Adams finds the gap. Now, is that an offensive foul? It is. Good defence there by Horonopoulos.
Yeah, just used the forearm there, Brown. Less than a minute to go. We've got a quick substitution coming in there. David Buer checking into the game. Number 11 is Jack Saunders. Simon Conn also checking back into the game. And checking out will be number 15, John Cook, and also checking out of the game, number 1, Costas Horonopoulos. So the Spectres going to look for a 2-1 here and potentially extend this game out to 25 at the half.
Yes, it's roaring signs at the moment if you're a Hobart Huskies fan. If you're a Nunawading fan, you must be very pleased with their efforts so far.
Flawless would be a word that comes to mind, Ronald.
Absolutely. As Wright. Nice pass.
Bang!
Intercept. Oh, for a jam!
Tell you what, he's kicked that up to the roof just as high as he jumped. I reckon that's going to be motivating, and silence throughout. You could hear a pin drop here in the Kingborough Sports Centre.
So Muo, now Richards. Richards, nice drive, but gets well defended by Kondo as Hargraves. 10 on the shot. Richards not afraid to take it to Con as he knocks down the 2, JB.
See, and that gets the crowd into it a little bit more again. It's the performances like this from the Huskies in a time, you know, in a time where they're down, where they really just want to execute little things like that. All
right, final play here for the Spectres. McDonald, Con with those long arms. Nice pass to Santello once again. And that will take us to half-time as Nunawading have blown this one out so far to 22.
That might be.
It's Nunawading 53, Hobart 31.
That might be the most flawless half of basketball I've seen played in Hobart a long, long time. I don't think they did a thing. I mean, they had maybe one play on offense and one play on defense where you would honestly sit there and go, geez, they're a bit flat-footed, or I didn't know what they did there. The Spectres, you know, but seldom did you see that in the Spectres game there in that half. That was an unbelievable effort on their behalf. And, I mean, we just witnessed probably the lowest alley-oop pass we've ever seen from Don. A lot of positives, though, are starting to come out from the Hobart squad. Again, the young talent hitting their shots, not afraid to shoot. And it is in situations like this where you can't be afraid, you know. You've got nothing to lose. Yes, you're down, you know, you're down 20 at the half, but there are just things where, okay, I need to take this shot. Don't be scared. Be confident, especially in the young talent.
Absolutely. All right, well, we'll take a bit of a break and then we'll come back with about 5 or so minutes to go, JB.
Absolutely.
As the halftime entertainment rolls on, and we'll be back after this. Yep.
And
Okay.
we're back from half. We're coming back into the third quarter here, Ronald. Again, 53-31 at the half. And what do you think the messages would be from both coaches there at the half?
Well, I was going to say, well, from Mark Shivers' point of view, JB, it's going to be really have to be relentless. We're going to have to be really up on him, maximise the pressure right here, right now, in the first few minutes of the third quarter. Get this back down to, say, probably 12 or probably 13, and make Nunawading a little bit nervous. Put scoreboard pressure on. If I'm Nunawading, let's continue with the same things that we did in the first half. Fantastic first half. 53 points in a half of basketball here for Nunawading. Great job by them. And the message from Dave Buer would be just keep going.
Shooting over 60% so far are the Spectres. They've had a pretty good start. Again, couldn't really find a flaw in what has been the beginning of their game so far, so will be interesting to see how they go in the second half. Defensive pressure obviously has been key. Their rotations have been flawless, their shooting's been flawless, their size is an advantage. They're forcing turnovers among the young Huskies group, and they're going to probably want to look to blow this out to a 35-40 point lead come full time. Now for the Huskies, again, you've just got to look at it. Okay, you're 20 behind, but guess what? You've got nothing to lose. Put your shots up. There's a lot of confidence players amongst this group, and that's what they're going to have to continue to do if they're going to win this game. Now, you know, it's a matter of getting momentum and getting the shots up, of course, but at the end of the day, you don't make them if you don't take them. So there can't be any hesitation. And I think Coach Chivers has probably told that to his group as well. Please remember, you're still allowed to shoot the ball. Don't be afraid to shoot the ball. You know, make the extra pass. Just the basic fundamental execution, Ronnie. So hopefully heading into this second half, we can see a bit of a change in the way the Huskies play the game. But I am loving 100% what we are getting out of Huskies basketball, as it looks like Kathleen Gier is still down on court. We were hoping to grab a halftime interview with her, but we may have to catch her at some point, maybe even at three-quarter time. So she's still down on the floor. We'll get ready to broadcast the second half here. Final words and thoughts as we head into the second half, Ronnie?
Look, as I said before, Hobart have just got to put relentless pressure now and really try to make a game. But JB, there's nothing to lose here for them in this second half. They just got to go out all guns blazing. Nunawading up by 22 here as we're just about to start the third quarter. Come to you from the Kingma Sports Centre as we are live on the screens of the NBL YouTube channel. We will get you an update in the other men's game that is happening between Bendigo and the COE.
I'll work on that as we speak,
yep.
Ronald.
Now, just very quickly, normally I don't. My phone is on silent for those who have been trying to get in touch with me. But there was one tweet on Twitter from a viewer saying that Dave Buer could still knock down 30 in this very venue. Now, JB, I've been lucky enough to see Dave Buer play through some old highlight tapes and that type of thing. Of course, the oldest rookie to play in the NBL for the Victoria Giants at the bright old age of about 30. So there you go.
Hell of an effort there.
I reckon I do agree with our tweeter that Dave Buer could still knock down 30 at this very age.
Do you still think he could knock 30 in this league or 30 in general?
30 in general, JB, as we are underway, quarter number 3. Now, Adam Squiver, they'll need to want to get the first score. Adam puts up the runner and knocks it down.
That's what you want. You want to bring the crowd in. Bring the crowd back into it early as we quickly have a look at halftime. Centre of Excellence leading the Braves at 39-38.
So McDonald with it now. One-on-one with Stanwicks. Looking inside to Squartella. Against Richards here. Mismatch in height, you would think, but...
Richards using his feet well.
Yeah, good. Oh, but reached in, though. And we'll go... Dane Squartella will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, just unlucky there. Don't reach, you will be. Don't, reach and teach is the old saying, yes. Ronald. So, unfortunately, they're just getting the foul. But great foot movement and good signs there for the Huskies. But Squartella, too big, too strong, too good. And he'll head to the line for 2.
He's been around the league for quite some time now. And when we say that, in the old Siebel format, JB, and as we are in a new kind of league now, NBL1. As JB, I don't know who you were acknowledging there, JB. But
that was to Bruce Chalmers, the veteran of the league.
All right, okay, we'll continue on as Stanwicks brings it down. 22 points is our margin here as Nunawading are in full control. Adams, now Muo off the handoff. Muo with a running layup and got fouled and will go to the line for 2. Squartella
just using his body a little bit too much there, and that's what's caused the foul. Moo going to the line. He's going to want to get involved here. It's a 22-point ball game, and again, if there's anyone that can spark this comeback, it is the Siebel Championship MVP, Mathiang Moo.
So Muo to the line for 2. Mafang, the grand final MVP from last year's Siebel grand final against the Spectres. Had a huge game last year, JB.
20 points, 14 rebounds.
Yes, those are numbers that we don't forget in a flash.
Absolutely not. Not with a tremendous effort like that. A historical effort, the last grand final MVP of the Siebel.
Absolutely. Now, Muir has some interesting issues within the New Zealand NBL. He was originally supposed to be signing with the Southern Huskies for the New Zealand League, but some rules and regulations have kind of put that in jeopardy, JB.
Yeah, just some complications we're trying to work through at the moment, or they're certainly trying to work through at the Southern Huskies. So he's hoping he can play a bit of basketball for both clubs.
So Squirtella with it. Now to Hobart as he puts up the layup and gets it.
And Simon Conn, just like a magnet, attracting 4 defenders there, even though he was never going to receive that pass, certainly opened it up there.
So, Muo off the handoff from Stanwicks. Now Adams, but good D again by Hobart as Adams was able to retain. Shot clock at 10 for the Huskies. They need to get busy. Adams putting on some moves. Richards for the 3. That missed it. Well, we'll say that's a pass, JB, as Sackwhite gets it. And
it won't go down as an assist on the stat sheet, but it's an assist in the hearts of every fan here tonight.
Absolutely. Now, offensive foul's being called here on Shane McDonald.
Jacob Richards just keeping his feet, able to get the job done there. And it's a 20-point ball game, 8.5 remaining here in the third. And positive signs here for the Huskies so far. So playing some good defence, not necessarily making the executions on offence that they'd like, but good defence. It's always going to lead to good offence.
All right, Stanwicks. Now Muo. Oh, Muo just nearly lost his footing, but retained it and then knocked down the top mid-range shade.
He loves this floor, Ronald. He's played very well down here in Kingborough in previous seasons, not only at Siebel level, but in the senior league, local league here in Hobart.
He has played with the Glenorchy Spartans in our own Hobart Senior Basketball League as Tom Wright makes a layup on a good backdoor cut.
Again, just starting off as he means to go on nice and early. Tommy Wright, again, a big factor there for the Spectres in the first half.
So Stanwicks inside to Richards. Now, good pass there to the White. White over Con, yes.
Starting to hit their shots here. Game back to 18. Bit of momentum on the Husky side. Going to want to make a few more stops here on D.
So Hobart still need a chip away, but gets stops defensively. Good two-man game by Squirtella and Wright.
And it doesn't matter what side they could have pulled that from. McDonald could have gone from one with Con, and it looks like, as we said, Tommy Wright going the other side with Squirtella.
So Adams puts up the tough J, but that was off. Good pressure there by Horopoulos as Squirtella comes down the floor. Now Wright with it. Wright inside to Squirtella. Now Richards went down the floor. No call being made. Now ball
was
went
deep
everywhere,
in the circle.
and then Wright was there to get it. Now McDonald. Now Horopoulos as he goes back to McDonald. One-on-one with Muir. Good match up there. Con over White. Yes.
You cannot stop him. If he hits that spot, he's going to make the basket. The bench is absolutely loving that. It's back out to 22 points.
So, just tick over 3 minutes being played here as Muo goes for the drive. White for the mid-range J, knocks it down.
Moo looking for a call there. Bit of a thought he was fended off there by the Spectres defence.
Right. Looks for a body. Squirtella goes all the way and gets fouled and goes to line for 2.
White feeling that he got the ball there. Call definitely on White there. Just got him on the arm. But some good intent so far here from the Huskies as Hargrave checks in for Adams, who's had a bit of a quiet night. Not his usual self. Maybe the contacts have actually hurted him a bit, Ronald. Might have been better if he couldn't see as much, so to speak.
One could say that, JB, definitely, but you know, nice to see that his contact lenses have come for him.
Good vision, certainly better than blurred vision.
I was going to say it's similar to the Steph Curry. Now there's a report in America with Steph Curry. You might want to elaborate on that quickly.
Yes, it turns out that Steph was in a three-point shooting slump, 36 whatever percent it was. You know, very poor by his standards, and 11 games after the All-Star break, 36.9% in the slump. Got his contact lenses that he's needed his whole life and shot near 55% in the last 9 games from 3.
Well, there you go. So Muo over Squirtella for 3. That's short. Muo has found it hard to find his range in this ball game so far.
Not quite getting the touches he was getting last year. Not sure whether that's a lack of momentum or just trying to really bring this young group of Huskies through. So
McDonald with it. Now, Squirtella looking for his options now. Hypernopoulos from the top of the key and banks it off the window.
Who knew on a Friday at approximately 9 o'clock at night the bank was open, but clearly the ATM is still handing out the cash.
Absolutely, JB, as Stanwicks got dry by Jack Stanwicks.
He's showed a lot of promise here tonight, Jack. Same with Jacob again. That young brigade, Mark Chivers, is throwing some trust in, able to get the job done and finish and show spurts of what the future holds.
That's it, as Squirtella looking at his options. Now, Hypernopoulos, good two-man game once again. Now, foul on the play. Richards gave a bit of a body push, and referee Mitch Hare giving the explanation to young Jacob.
Young Jacob actually getting a technical foul during the week in what was a very emotional game here in the Hobart Senior League. So he's just going to want to control his emotions there. I think Coach Chivers can sense that as he checks out. Matty Young checking back in, teammate for the Clarence United boys there. But Matt looking to just use his body a bit there. I think Mark Chivers is going to have to go tall for the time being, not only on the glass but certainly on that defence as well. Spread your wings and just take up some space.
Can we see a good 5-minute patch here from the Huskies, JB? Can we try to just chip away at this margin and not let it balloon out any bigger than, say, 22?
Oh, absolutely, and it's an energy thing. That's the problem with the Huskies. They've got to have that energy and belief. Talking to Jordan at half-time, he's still feeling confident. Haven't fallen down, but he's still feeling confident, and that's what he wants to do. Needs to get the shots up. Same with Jack Stanwicks. Get your shots up. Matty Young, don't be afraid to shoot.
So, nearly on cue, Hargraves has it. Now White for three. Con had a hand on that. Young got the O board, but then tried to put the tip back in, but missed. Hypernopoulos now with the ball. McDonald, good passing by Nunawading. But Wright missed it. Con there with the O board. Kicks it back. Now ball with Squirtella. Now McDonald for three. That flat, but again, Con with his high. Good rejection there, and good heads-up play by Jordan Hargraves.
Con has been, again, like a giant magnet. They are swarming on him on the boards, and understandably, because he's killing them on the glass at the moment. Those second chance points are the reason the Spectres are shooting 60% in the first half.
So Stanwicks brings it down now for the Huskies, as we have reached halfway point in quarter number 3, as we come to you from the Kingross Sports Centre. As White... Now to Young. Young for three. Not short.
Not afraid to shoot it, Matty Young. Oh, nice round the back pass.
Beautiful by Tommy Wright. Hypernopoulos. Now, that's a block on Stanwicks, and the crowd don't like it.
Hands on heads and a few cupped hands towards the mouth there, Ronnie. I don't know whether that's for extra breathing or a bit of extra noise towards the referees, but just a bit of a slide there by Stanwicks has cost him. Had set well, but losing the feet there, that's caused him to... create the block.
Was late to the spot, JB.
Checking out of the game here, number 1, Hypernopoulos, and number 22, that would be Dane Swatala. Checking into the game there, though, Samuel for Jack Stanwicks.
All right. Substitutions have been made, and we're ready to go as McDonald now gives it back to Mitchell. In turn, back to McDonald. Now, ball with Saunders, Wright. Good little handoffs at the top of the keys. Wright makes the move, puts up the runner, that's off. Hargraves is there now. Would that be on Wright? It will be, because he impeded Jordan Hargraves' path.
Not only that, when they've gone for the ball, he did seem to grab Hargraves' arm as well. That certainly didn't help. Substitutions have been called. Yes, Cam Brown checking in the game from Zach White. The White just not really feeling it tonight, as aren't a lot of the Huskies. But again, major credit has to go to the Spectres, who, again, still haven't put a foot wrong, and we're well over halfway into this third quarter.
So Young with it. Now Hargraves. In turn back to Yule. Now kicks around to Muo. Muo goes to Brown on the elbow. Looks at his options. Hargraves for three. That's long. Con with the tip, but went to Brown. So Young goes cross-court to Hargraves. Good move, but rejected by Con.
It's just that size and length.
That'll be a foot violation.
That will be a foot violation. Not a bad stop there, though, by Samuel. Again, it's just that height. It doesn't matter how high you can jump. If Simon Con can get on his toes and get those long arms up there, he's always going to block the shot. As we quickly go through here on the stats, Simon Con, 15.6 rebounds. Thought he had more rebounds than that, but again, dominating there. Tommy Wright with 22.
So Liam Smith looking to check in for the first time this season as well too. He's going to get an opportunity as Wright goes baseline. Nice pass in the Mitchell, and Hobart caught napping there. And
the game is now out to 25 points. And I wouldn't be surprised whether this is the time where Mark Chivers may actually play a lot of his younger players in order to get them a bit of experience and just to work through the adversity that they're coming up against here.
So Brown with it. Now in turn to Hargraves. Hargraves will look Back to Brown. Nice move to Young and makes the 2.
Capable of dunking, but after speaking to him after his breakaway layup last week, Ronald just knows that 2 points is 2 points and that he'd rather be certain to get the ball in the cup.
Yep, we did say did ask if he thought about dunking in, but he thought better of it, which was good. McDonald, nice little dish to Mitchell. Mitchell goes baseline and tiptoes around. Good rebound there by Muo. Off the miss from Mitchell.
He's going to want to spark this club here. 23 points down.
So Muo now to Yule. Yule to a wide open Matty Young. Just missed it. Mitchell with the rebound, and the Spectres are coming down the floor once again. Huskies have numbers, but McDonald is open for that 2. That's short. Good rebound there by Moo as he gets, got a reach there from right, but the referees let that one go.
Starting to take his game to the same level he did last year against the Spectres, Ronnie, worrying about his rebounding and scoring rather than just offences. He's been fouled there on the drive, but certainly worrying about his rebounding here as we checking the game here. Swatala checking in for the Spectres, and congratulations to Liam Smith on checking in for the first time this season for Matthew Yang, and checking into the game as well. Matthew Yang checking out. Timeout called by Mark Chivers, but also checking into the game there for Tom Wright, number 15, John Cook. So timeout here for Mark Chivers, 2:35 remaining in the third. This has been a very quick quarter as well here, Ronnie. 70-47, a 23-point ball game.
Yes, 23 is our margin as we come to you from the Kingborough Sports Centre here in Kingston. 15-minute drive out of Hobart here. It's been a nice little day down Hobart, JB, weather-wise, for an autumn day.
Yes, it has been. It's looked like at times it's been wanting to break open, so to speak, though, Ronnie. A bit of a bit of an issue here or there as we quickly go across. I'll just get a fresh update here for our opposite game. Scores coming through now. The other game being played tonight is the Braves versus Centre of Excellence, and Centre of Excellence up 42-40, Ronnie.
Yeah, close game, a close one there, being played out of Bendigo.
Double here, as I can see, by Turner. 10 points, 10 rebounds. I'll get the box score up there.
So Ray Turner had a quick stint with the Sydney Kings as well too during the NBL season as well too. So great to see some of the talent from this league getting opportunities in the NBL.
Yeah, 10 points, 10 rebounds to him, and Andronikos by the looks of it. Andronikos with 10 points and 4 rebounds there for Bendigo. Meanwhile, Centre of Excellence has Duke Haas with 16, 11 each to Lee and Goodrick.
Okay, good to see, good to get an update from Bendigo there as we restart back here in Hobart with 2.5 to play. Yule, now Brown, good drive, good dish to Hargraves for 3. Yes.
Good energy, a young squad, and that's what you want. That's the execution that Mark Chivers has looked for all night. Now, if they can just deliver that for the rest of the game, no matter the result, he's got to be happy. So
McDonald looking for Mitchell. Now he go to him. So Mitchell up high with Smith. Now Squirtella for 3.
Hargrave rises for the rebound.
Good rebound by Geordie Hargraves. As Yule comes down the floor now. Yule off and running. Nice. Well, wanted to go to Young, but then well deflected. And then that was Cook who unfortunately had the ball touched him last.
Yeah, just a bit of pinball there as he stood on the outside. But some quick energy here from the Huskies. Liam Smith's going to probably look to get a jumper here or there, get himself into the game, and not a bad start.
And, of course, once again, the Huskies go with an all-Hobart lineup here as Hargrave turned that one over. McDonald off and running, has numbers in support. Now, that came over the foot off Young.
Accidental, though, Ronald.
It was accidental. We'll let that one play. Hargraves with it. Now Yule thought about the 3, but turned it down. Gets the screen from Young. Yule, nice little move. Puts up those little fakes that he does and gets his own rebound off the tip from Squirtella. Brown couldn't make that same basket that he did last week in where he cut it nicely to the basket in last week's game against the Sabres. Now, Saunders for 3. That's long. Good rebound there by Brown.
One thing that's helping the Huskies at the moment, the Spectres aren't able to capitalise on these missed shots. So if the Huskies can just get in there, make a couple here or there, put a bit of hope in for the last quarter. Hargrave for 3. That's arcing very nicely.
Very good. Nice shot there by Geordie Hargrave as he gets another 3. He's up to 6 points so far. Marching back to 17 here, JB.
Crowd seems to have thinned a little bit though, Ronnie. They're going to Huskies are certainly wanting to make those who may have left early pay.
Absolutely. We've got a few stories of that of our own as McDonald goes baseline. Now Saunders for 3. And with the response, no, it's a 2, as the referee signal a 2.
Foot on the line. We're under 40 seconds here remaining in the third quarter. 53-72, a 19-point game to the Spectres.
Hargraves, now Yule. Brown go at the baseline. Squirtella tried for the steal.
There's Brown with a good
Brown
finishing.
made it too.
We've seen him the last couple of weeks at local league work his way inside. He does have a good left hand. He does like to use it.
Saunders for another 3 and knocks it down.
Made it 2 on the first one, 3 on the second one. 5 quick points. That can be demoralising, particularly for a young side. Margin back out to 20. 1 shot remaining for the Huskies.
You can just swing just like that as Yule goes 1-4, nearly goes 1-4 flat. Brown has to kick it out. Smith finds a gap, goes to Young on the pass, and Matty Young knocks it down on the 3/4 time buzzer. And I think there might still be some hope here, JB, as the margin is cut back to 17. It's Nunawading 75, Hobart 58.
And the former Spectre there, Ambrose Augusta, who's unfortunately out with a season-long knee injury, was looking to have a big breakout year in his return to Hobart. Just there and really talking to Geordie Hargrave again. These young fellas, just put your shots up and go. We're looking at a 13-point ball game, sorry, I apologise. A 17, hello a sec, we've just got some adjustments on the scoreboard. 59, we'll wait for confirmation. Once all hands are off the table, it's actually back down to, that would be a 16-point ball game. Now, 16 points does seem a lot in the scheme of it, considering they were, 17. We're resetting fouls. What have we got? Just waiting to confirm the numbers here.
Well, live stats are telling me, JB, 75-58.
And that's what we've got. I think we're confirmed. So it is 75-58 in favour of the Nunawading Spectres heading into the 4th quarter here. So the crowd's actually up and about a bit with this free handout. Big tosses backwards and forwards up deep. But I wonder what Mark Chivers is just saying to his young Packer Huskies here, Ronald.
Yeah, what it sounds, it really is keep chipping away here and try to get more stops defensively. They've got to try to, the size is an issue, but they've got to find a way of just being relentless. Again, I'll say it again, relentless with their pressure. This young squad has got to, they're showing some potential that in spurts we've seen. But can we be consistent for 4 quarters? That remains the question.
If you're Dave Buer there, the Spectres, that was probably their worst quarter. I mean, their worst quarter has still seen them lead the game by 17. But what execution factors for Dave Buer do you think he's going to be really focusing on for his team?
Oh, look, if I'm Dave Buer, I'm still at him to say, hey, we want to get these guys by 30. We want to really push this margin out. So I would be more saying we need to be a bit more disciplined on our defensive end, but also to our offensive end. We just need to find that right balance of making sure we get good looks, okay, and keep getting through our sets. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in this 4th quarter, whether Nunawading will really blow this out or can Hobart keep in it as we are underway in the last quarter. Coming to you from the Kingborough Sports Centre as Wright. Now to McDonald. Gets a good screen off Squirtella. McDonald with a teardrop and knocks it down.
That's a veteran move by a veteran player. There's no doubt about it. Great finish there. Brings the game back out to 9-end and has just died the crowd down a little bit.
Yule looking for Brown. Does so now. Brown. Again, Hargraves here at the corner. Hargraves tries to go baseline. Good D by Wright. Now Yule. Yule has to pull up for 3, and it was a good option.
They're really starting to space the floor here and just making their shots, building a bit of confidence. It's a 16-point ball game.
16 is our margin. 77-61 is our scoreline here at the Kingborough Sports Centre as Wright. Now McDonald. McDonald again with that drive through the middle. Squirtella double teamed. Has to kick it out.
Spun into trouble.
McDonald with 5 on the shot clock. Now Cook for 3. That's off. McDonald nearly with the O board, but then Young, good hustle there by Matty Young.
A lot of these guys grew up playing with one another, so the chemistry's certainly there now. The experience may not be at this level, but the experience is there. As Matty Young goes inside, thought he was taken, unlucky.
No, good D there by the Spectres, and they're off and running down the floor. McDonald to Mitchell. Again, Yule there, right there with the pressure. Mitchell equal to the challenge, puts it up. No call from the refs, so good play there by Hobart. Yep, go.
Yep, the referees are just going to let the players decide this game. And, I mean, they've had great control all 3 quarters here, so look for that to be a factor.
Yule try to go up, but good defensive pressure there by Cook.
He just flicked that straight in the air, old Sammy Yule. Didn't even connect with the rim.
So Wright goes through a couple, and then that nice little floater we've seen time and time again when he played with the Hobart Chargers.
And McDonald and Wright have just torn the guards apart here for Hobart. Now, obviously, the experience is a factor, but, I mean, they've been flawless in their approach tonight on both ends of the court.
So Smith still out on court there. Good to see he's getting a little bit more court time. Brown goes one-on-one with Mitchell. Now kicks it out to Young for three. Short. Matty Young hasn't found the range tonight.
No, he's not afraid to shoot, though, Matt, and that's a credit to him, particularly in a game situation like this where it's now back out to 20 points.
McDonald with a tough runner and makes it. And Sam Ewell tries to get some instructions from Coach Mark Shivers. They'll need to slow down and get into a set as Ewell hands off to Smith. Smith, one-on-one against Mitchell. Good take there by Liam Smith, but couldn't make the two.
The young fella's quite athletic. Recently just played in the state, represented Tasmania in the under-20s, so more than capable ball player.
And a good finish there by Squirtella.
Looks like Jacob Richards is looking to check back into the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Smith just comes in, and a few encouraging words from Mark Chivers.
All right, so ball is now with Sam Ewell. So he looks around for his options. Now Smith wanting to go inside of Brown, has to turn it down. Shot clock at 8 for the Huskies. Ewell has to get busy now. Tries to go one-on-one with McDonald. Puts up the tough shot, but McDonald equal to the challenge defensively. Good box out there by Cook. Hobart get the ball. Nunawading get the ball back.
Ewell looked like he wanted a call, didn't get it. Checking into the game, 12 and 11 for the Spectres in Saunders and Van Ringen. Checking out of the game is Ewell and Young. Checking in again, Richards and Stanwick. So it looks like Horonopoulos has gone to the bench. McDonald has gone to the bench. And, John Cook also going to the bench.
So that's Saunders. That's Van Ringe for three and knocks it down.
Straight on the floor and makes an instant impact. The bench is happy with that. And I tell you what, a 25-point ball game here in the fourth, Ronald. Almost all over Red Rover.
Stanwick's good pass into Richards. Richards with a few fakes and then makes the two.
Two ball fakes. He's led the night on scoring for the Huskies. He's had a great outing, the young fella. Mark Chivers has to be confident in the future of this club.
Right, splits through Hargraves and Browns, but couldn't make the two. Richards with the rebound. Stanwick's off and running, but white singlets were enough to retreat him back as Richards inside to Brown. Brown over the top there, missed it. Squirtella with a nice hustle, but the ball goes out of play.
And again, that's Jacob Richards. That's Jacob Richards and Jack Stanwick's to a T. They've played a lot of junior basketball with and against one another. They know each other's tendencies.
So ball to restart here with the Huskies. There's Hargraves will inbound. Brown. Good pressure there by the Spectres as Brown nearly loses it, but recovers. Nice bounce pass to Richards. Tough shot, that would never look likely.
Yeah, found the side of the glass there, and down the floor they go. Mitchell round the back! And unable to finish.
Nearly made it. As
we were hoping for a big finish there. Ronald unfortunately didn't get it.
We were hoping they would make the highlights, but that won't. Hargraves now in terms of Richards. Good cut by Stanwicks, and Stanwicks shows you how it's done.
A great athletic finish. Game back out now to a 21-point ball game. 5.5 remaining. This has been a quick game, Ronald.
It has been a quick game. I'm surprised there hasn't been that many stoppages or timeouts, to be quite frank with you there, JB. Is right now to Squirtella. One-on-one against Brown. Squirtella goes baseline, and great move there.
Again, just too big, and he's done it all night. See, there's the length and the reach of the man. As Pawson checks into the game, and he's just waved Liam Smith out of the game. So two friends checking out, and it looks like, yes, that will be Matthew Yang checking in. Tommy Wright coming to the bench. Player of the game for me, Ronald, no doubt about it. He's controlled the pace of the game. He's been able to score. He's been able to facilitate. He's been able to, even crash the boards and relieve some of the pressure of Squirtella and Con. So, Tommy Wright doing his bit, but it's good to see some of the young Huskies in the game once again, as we mentioned. Matthew Yang in, and I wouldn't be surprised where he's just going to tell these boys, shoot the basketball.
Mafang being told to get his shirt tucked in, so that's the delay that we've got here. Now we're able to restart. 5:15 to play here, term number 4. As Stanwick comes down the floor, gives it to Pawson. Pawson now Richards. In terms of Stanwick splits for a couple and puts up a tough shot, just missed it. As rebound will go to, we'll give that one to Richards. Stanwick looks to go up in the air. Good defensive play by Squirtella. Richards for three, just short, and a good defensive phase there for the Spectres.
And that's the hustle, though, you want to see. Although it wasn't the result that they wanted, that's the hustle you want to see from these young Huskies.
So, ball with Mitchell. Good defensive play by Richards as Pawson off and running. Pawson to take them all on and draws the foul on Swertella. And Elijah Pawson will go to the line for the first time this season.
And has pretty good shooting form, Elijah, so he shouldn't struggle here from the foul line. Foul clearly on Swertella as we look at the scoreboard. 4:33 remaining. Timeout called by Mark Chivers. And it looks like there's going to be a substitution as well. A substitution there as Adams comes on the floor.
All right, so our scoreline here is 88-65 with 4:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. Let's.
We're just getting a quick
get an update there.
Getting a quick update here on the other game. 1:43 it seems to be remaining in the third. 59-55 to the centre of excellence, leading the way there. As you can see, Ray Turner still leading the way for the Braves with 14 points, 14 rebounds. Meanwhile, Adam Dukas, I believe it's Adam Dukas.
I'd give that, yep.
Adam Dukas, I'm pretty sure it is, 18 points and 6 rebounds.
Good to see the centre of excellence, the young boys, taking it right up to Bendigo, who have got a really good team as well too. There's a lot of teams that are looking, I really feel like it will be an even competition this year, JB.
Oh, absolutely, and I mean, you've only got to see it. Although some of the youngs, I mean, it's going to be evident. A squad like the Spectres shouldn't have an issue with containing a side like the Huskies. And I mean, they'd be pretty disappointed in themselves if they couldn't, just purely because of how young they are. But, I mean, the young squads, when they start competing against each other, no doubt about it, they're going to be tough tussle games. You only had to see the game that Hobart had last week. And again, the experience that you see with, teams like the Spectres there. I mean, they go up against Geelong and win, but then they go up against the Miners and they lose. Again, it's that triangle theory in sports. Now, it doesn't always work, but again, it just shows the balance, the evenness, and the competition that they're playing in.
So Elijah Pawson at the line for 2, misses the first. Really good to see Elijah Pawson kind of come through the ranks. Barry worked his butt off in trying to make a state side and was able to do that a couple of years ago and represent the state under-20 side where he finally... where patience paid off. He does have a hesitation sometimes, Elijah, but he's one of those players. He just has to shoot the ball. Once he's in motion and rhythm, he knows what he can do. Patience and persistent with this young kid, as travel's been called. Good pressure there by Elijah Pawson. Absolutely. Mention his name and he will perform. So that'll be Matthew Yang to inbound the ball against Stanwicks. Just over 4 minutes remaining, 22 points. The boys are going to want to just try and drag this back to around that 14-15 point margin. So Stanwicks with the ball, gets that on ball from Richard. Stanwicks goes himself, and it was a good option. Nice drive by Jack Stanwicks. And an uncharacteristic right-handed finish there by Stanwicks. A predominantly left-handed baller, can bring out the right hand when he needs to. So ball down to Swertella as he goes one-on-one with Muo. Nice little moves there by Swertella. Puts up a tough turnaround, Jay, and makes it. Man, he has dominated tonight. Again, very, very few wrong moves made by the Spectres tonight. That's why they're a grand final side, and that's why they're arguably the favourites for the NBL1 championship. I'll come back to your statement there. Pawson for 3, just off. Good rebound by Swertella as the ball goes down to Mitchell. And good hands there by Pawson. Then good defensive play by Adams. Pawson off and running. Now, Adams, good pass to Richard. And we've lost headsets here. Ronald's very excited, but yes, he has thrown it down. Thunderous jam. Ronnie, are you back with us? Yeah, I'm back. Jeez, I got excited for that. Meanwhile, Hobart to Swertella. We'll just get our breath here. Saunders with it now. Swertella for the response, just long. Adams with the ball, 3 minutes remaining, 20 points. It's not necessarily a chance to come back, but it's very close. Pawson for 3, just off. Oh, it's landed in Stanwicks' lap. Stanwicks, nice drive and makes the 2. Some explosive finish here from the Huskies, a lot of motivation, and they're showing some real positive signs. It's good to see they're still up and about and playing this one out. So good pressure there, but Nunawading were able to get that one over halfway and now able to reset. Mitchell trying to go over Adams. Horonopoulos now wants the on ball. Sorry, yeah, Horonopoulos it is too. Yep, it is, JB. Now goes all the way, kicks it out to, that was Saunders, no, sorry, Van Ringe for the 3. Now, and what a substitution being made. Yep, they have called, and I don't know whether that's a bit of a warning or not. I'm not too sure. A bit of a finger poke point there from referee Martin Parker, but
93-72, it is a 21-point ball game. That finish there has just silenced the momentum that was amongst this crowd, but some positive signs here finishing for the Huskies.
So, and the foul there is Wright wraps him up. Now, I just want to quickly come back to your point on you're saying that Nunawading seems like they're the favourites to take out the title. Now, in the NBL1 previous show, Corey Homicide Williams has predicted Kilsyth to take it out. What do you think there?
I'm not going to question a former NBL League MVP, Ronald. Homicide is usually pretty good with his calls, but I mean, from what I've seen here tonight and from what we've seen around the league, to me, it just has to be the Spectres. I mean, they're quick on their rotations. They're quick on their passing. Again, they are going up against a group of kids tonight, so it probably is a little glorified. But, I mean, they haven't slackened in their skill. You haven't said, oh, geez, that's a poor pass. Lucky they're playing a young side. They are a side that's able to execute their offence. They're able to make defensive stops, and they're able to take the most of mismatches, as you can see here.
Right for three, as we're under 2 minutes to play. Adams with the rebound. Adams off and running. Hasn't got numbers in support. Has to kick it out to Stanwicks. Stanwicks tries to split through a couple, but couldn't. Then the ball now with Mitchell. Mitchell all the way and misses the two. And then good play there by the Huskies to get a rebound. Muir lost it, but regained it. Ball with Stanwicks now as we're under 90 seconds to play here. As Adams goes for three. Just off. Good rebound by Mitchell.
Good energy here from the Huskies, but again, good to see the Spectres. Although we're sitting here talking about the Huskies and their young brigade and how they're doing, the Spectres are clearly showing their seniority and their energy, because it is quite evident here. Whenever the momentum has looked to go the other way, they've slowed down. They're controlled it as a foul's called by Stanwicks. But again, they've slowed the game down. They've controlled the pace. It's all been on there. It's been at their level all night. At no point have you said, oh, geez, they're not in control of this game. It's really, momentum shifts amongst the crowd, sure, and momentum shifted a little bit on the floor, but the control itself has been with the Spectres.
So right with it now. The shot clock is at 10 now for the Spectres. Tom Wright with it. Good cross-court pass to Mitchell. Mitchell goes baseline. Nice spin move, but then lost it. Now, last touch by Adams. We'll see it back to Nunawading with 2 on the shot clock. It's
going to be very quick to try and get this in. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and run a back cut for Ray Mitchell here, but no, again, the Spectres, I cannot fault them tonight. An almost flawless performance here at the Kingborough Sports Centre, as we've got a live mic that's lost it. We're just trying to dumb that down. That was
thank you.
Would have been a shot clock violation as we push through that one.
Stanwicks to Richards. Richards goes inside. Good pass to Adams. Adams with a tough shot. Can't get it. Mitchell there with a good rebound. And able to... He wanted a foul, but then and now he gets it.
Yeah, I think he was more annoyed with the cut there. He was in a bit of trouble on the defensive end there, and he just, on the offense, the defense just smothering a bit and wasn't getting the assistance he wanted. Got it in the end, but yeah, almost a little bit of frustration there. But again, I think that's just the energy of some of these kids coming off the bench. Energy to burn, nothing to lose. Tommy Wright will dribble this up. Can't dribble it out, but seldom do I think he actually, I don't think he actually wants to put the shot up on this one.
No, but we'll see what happens here. They'll have to get a shot up regardless. So you wouldn't want another turnover on the stats. Hopanopoulos now puts it up, and good rebound by Mitchell.
Just knocked it out, and that'll be...
And that will do it. They'll dribble this one out, and it's been all class by Nunawading here tonight as they pick up the win, 93-72, as the siren will go off in the background. There we go. And that is full-time, JB.
It is full-time, Ronald. I'll just do an update here on our stat sheet to get us some accurate numbers here for the fans at home. Thank you, everyone who has joined in to us tonight as we have a look here. We've got 72-94 here on the scorecard, and that looks like the end of the game there. As we have a look here, top scorers, Tom Wright, 24 points. Swatala with 22. Meanwhile, Richards leading the way for the Huskies with 15. Swatala 22 and 9 rebounds to go with that. Jalen Adams leading the way with 8 for the Huskies. Meanwhile, McDonald 7 assists there to go with Adams's 3. Again, flawless performance here by the Spectres. Can't fault it, but I will have to say that I think Tom Wright was definitely the player of the game. Controlled the tempo, knows how Hobart plays, understands probably a little bit about how Mark Chivers and his group goes. Credit on the rotations. Everyone actually got on the floor and had some pretty good input tonight, but the Spectres are class and a cut above the rest tonight.
All right, the thoughts from JB there. Now, we might see if we can, we might have another crack at it. Do you want to see if we can get, we'll see if we can get Tom Wright to come upstairs and maybe have a chat with us potentially. stay on air as long as we can, as he gets the high five from Dave Buer.
So we'll see what Tommy's doing there.
Yeah.
I'll just give a bit of a...
So,
looks like he's going to get an interview with Adam Smith, actually. If we're just going to have
I think it's just a general conversation as we look down, JB.
Tommy!
So we're just trying to work our way to see if we can get a post-match interview with a play. If not, we'll get one afterwards and we'll have that up on our Huskies TV channel. You can find us at Hobart Huskies on Facebook and also on Instagram. As JB is still trying to work hard. We might have to leave it.
I think we'll have to leave it, Ronald. We'll try and get some footage and get it up on our Huskies TV.
I have mentioned that, JB. Yeah. So, obviously, for Hobart, they've got a derby next week against the Thunder. Now, a couple of weeks ago, they went down to the Thunder only by 15. What do Hobart need to do to get back on the winners list next week against the Thunder?
Well, obviously get the win will be a start, but I think the fact that they're going to have imports here now is going to be a big factor again. Only lost by 16 without some imports and some scoring power. I think that'll get them over the line, but again, going to be a matter of having that fitness now that they've got. Again, they've got to remember the extra fitness that the Thunder have also got, but match fitness will be a key. Scoring power and the imports will be a key, and honestly, I think a home crowd, a packed-out crowd here at the Kingborough Sports Centre is another big factor.
Great to have your company with us here in the Kingborough Sports Centre as the Nunawading Spectres take care of this one, 93-72. On behalf of Justin Bryan and all the hard-working crew here at the Hobart Huskies, it is farewell for now, and we will catch you next week for the derby.